I'm not drinking out of my Furry-themed coffee mug today. It's Star Trek The Next Generation. But it was owned by someone named Judy, so Judy Hopps, loosely Furry, to boldly go with boldly woo.
It's Brimstone.
Yeah, right, Brimstone.
Hey y'all, Austin the Brimstone here, celebrating 2 years of the channel and 500 subscribers. Actually, a little more than that now. I meant to make this video a few weeks ago, but life got pretty busy. San Diego Comic-Con happened, and initially I did not plan on going this year, after last year was kind of a, kind of a half show. They still had a lot of the COVID restrictions in place and all that. But this year I went, and it was a really good time, actually. I was surprised, even with the strike situation and a lot of people saying that stars would not show. I don't really go there for the celebrities. I go there to buy toys and hang out, and that's exactly what I did. I did get to meet 2 of my heroes, Wendy and Richard Pini, the creators of ElfQuest. You may remember the ElfQuest video I did just a few months ago, so I'm a relatively new reader to ElfQuest. They say don't meet your heroes, and that can be kind of true. I've had some unfortunate Comic-Con stories of meeting celebrities and, B tier, C tier celebrities, people I really liked that kind of assholes, it happens. But Wendy and Richard Pini, the ElfQuest creators, are the real deal. They were so kind, so wonderful. I lined up early to see them, so I was the second person in the line, and they just wanted to keep talking and talking. I felt so bad because the line was being held up. They're like, no, just stay. You're fantastic. You're really wonderful. So it was wonderful. That's the word that comes to mind. It's just wonderful. So they were an absolute pleasure to meet. And I even picked up the final quest, which is like the definitive epilogue to the 1970s storyline. So you can bet there's going to be a part 2 to the ElfQuest review. I'll try and be super honest in my review to this sequel comic, and not just let it be completely biased by the fact that meeting those 2 is wonderful. And when you read a really good work of fiction, you get to go to a convention and meet the creators. It really is a fantastic feeling. ElfQuest was it was their ground zero at the original Comic-Con. Wendy and Richard have been doing this for 50 years now. This year's the 50th of ElfQuest. I didn't even know that when I decided to review the book earlier this year. But yeah, it's the 50th anniversary, so they've spent literally their entire lives going to conventions, meeting ElfQuest fans. So the fact that they still do it 50 years later, and they eat it up. They love the audience. They have everyone howl like the Wolf Riders, which is just so wonderful. They really are the embodiment of what conventions should be, and what I think they used to be, before the Hollywood celebrities took over. It was really about meeting these artists and supporting their comics and their work. Everyone's saying that Comic-Con was going to be a downer year because of no Hall H, no Marvel panel. Like, man, who cares about that crap? I've been going to Comic-Con since 2000, literally since I was born. I went to Comic-Con at 9 months old, and I can tell you the best parts of Comic-Con are just walking down those aisles, Artist Alley, small press, and the dealers. I love meeting the toy dealers, talking to people selling things. You want to know what my favorite convention of the summer was? It wasn't even San Diego Comic-Con. No, seriously, San Diego Comic-Con was not the best convention I went to. The best convention I went to was a Barbie convention. Yeah, I went to a Barbie convention. Look, the whole world has the Barbie bug. What can I say? I decided to go and support my mother, who is a dear doll collector. And, I'll go because it's a toy show. I'll never turn down a toy show. Like, whether it's model kits or trains, I don't care. If there's toys in a building, yeah, I'll be there. It was a really, really great show. Not only was it smaller than something like San Diego, so I really got to talk to all the dealers. We talked about the Barbie movie. A lot of these dealers are doing pretty well because of the movie. There's an interest in doll collecting. But I actually found one of my holy grails at this doll convention. I kid you not. look at this. This is Gorgeous Creatures, a line of animal fashion dolls from Mattel from the 1970s. So this fits the channel. It's right up my alley. Cow lady, how can I complain? So we're gonna review her and do a Barbie, you know, with the hype going on, a Barbenheimer special, where we're gonna talk about all the anthropomorphic and furry dolls you can buy. So that'll be an upcoming video. I still also have to talk about that whale book I bought, I mentioned in the Shrek lamp video. I didn't forget about that either. See, I just fell behind with all these conventions and events. But I felt like I had to make a video when I hit that 500 subscriber mark. And the 2-year mark. They both kind of happened right at once. So I just want to say thank you for watching and supporting my work this past 2 years. Coffee sip. I can't believe it's already been 2 years since I had this crazy idea. If you go back through the channel's history, this channel originally started out solely dedicated to collecting calico critters and Sylvanian families. This was the line that got me back into toy collecting. I kind of fell out of toy collecting as a teenager and, you know, became a boring, angsty teenager like we all do, right? But then, you know, discovered my furrydom, and I've been furry for about 6 years now, at least, you know, openly furry. I've really been buying the anthropomorphics all my life, but, you know, suppressed it. So 2018, you know, was really the year I became super furry, and I had been looking to way to get back into collecting toys. So with the pandemic happening and the lockdowns, especially in where I live, California, our state was shut down for nearly 3 years. 3 years, can you believe that? You start to go stir crazy. So I had this giant project where I built my own like miniature Disneyland. I built a city for the calico critter figures. It was insane. It was like the size of it was my bedroom. I moved all the furniture out and I built this giant city, and I made a video documenting it. It was pretty popular. People liked it. But people liked my commentary more, just talking about these fun figures. So from there, I started branching out and buying more furry figures I saw as I went into the first stores that started opening. Barnes & Noble, the bookstore, they were one of the first retailers to reopen in the state of California. And if you know, they sell a lot of calico critters and Sylvanian families. So they were some of the first widely available collectibles I saw, because there were no comic book conventions, no doll shows, no events, no things like that. So I was buying all of the calico critters and building this big city. You kind of hit a ceiling on the Sylvanian families when you realize the house play sets are big, they take up a lot of space, and you collect them all. Like, all the species are pretty easy to get. I picked 2 of the rarer ones here, the beaver and the mouse, just because I think they're adorable. So it's not like I ditched calico critters and Sylvanian families. You're dead to me. My new friends are now cow doll lady. No, I collected them all, and I have a nice little display now. I downsized a lot of the houses and play sets, and I've kind of incorporated the calico critters and Sylvanian families and Zootopia into one display now. That's kind of like my miniature animal city. That way I still have room to collect all this cred. So, as the channel's evolved, I've collected more and more furry figures. Oh, there goes a figure falling. Getting figures to balance, you know, it always never works. And buying more furry action figures. These were 2 I just picked up at the convention. I got Rebecca from Tailspin as a pop. And I got this super awesome Minotaur Man from the Doctor Strange movie. I don't know much about the Marvel movies. I haven't seen any from Civil War. So this is a Minotaur Man from Doctor Strangelove, my favorite Marvel movie. But, I mean, he's awesome. It's like a giant Minotaur Shrek figure. Sneak peek of another video we're gonna do. We're gonna do Marvel Legends collecting for furries. So, what I wanted to do was create a channel that my Minotaur guy won't stand. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Action figures. They never stand. So when I got back into furry figure collecting, I wanted to find a website or some sort of definitive hub where I could collect furry action figures. I just tried Googling anthro furry action figures, and I ended up having to make my own sort of list of stuff to buy. There's no guide out there to furry toy collecting. There are some guides on like furry comic books and role-playing games and miniatures, but no definitive action figure and plush collecting furry database. So, although that doesn't exist yet, that's kind of what I want this channel to be, is just anything and everything furry and fantasy you can collect. And the spectrum of furrdom that you can collect is quite large. They can range from traditionally anthropomorphic action figures like Star Fox and Bucky O'Hare, to more fantasy-inspired figures like the Chronicles of Narnia figures I've talked about, which have some excellent satyrs and goat figures. And even beyond that, I think there's a huge amount of crossover of furry with fantasy and Renaissance culture. So I do also include hobbits, elves, orcs, dwarves. I think all those characters are equally furry, hence why it's collecting furry and fantasy. Austin the Brimstone. So, yeah, that's been the channel now, and I just want to thank you for watching all this time, and stick around because I've got a lot more to cover. Seriously, I have toys, books, plush, things I bought 2 years ago that I still haven't got around to yet. I have some pretty amazing furry finds to talk about. I have literal pieces of furry history, vintage furry convention stuff from the 1970s and 80s. I'm talking the APA days of furry, the APA, if you know what that is. There's your only hint. But yeah, I got old furry stuff to talk about. I have more action figures, more dolls, so the channel is just gonna keep chugging along as I talk about all this fun stuff. And maybe somewhere along the way, I'll learn the secret of getting big action figures to stand up. Because man, this Minotaur dude cannot hold his own weight. What are you gonna do? That's some good coffee, thanks Judy Hops. So the most successful video since the start of this channel, I thought this was pretty funny. It is a 30-second video where I talk about this 3-pack of DVDs I bought at Walmart. The Planet 51 Pirates and Surf's Up 3-pack. I put this out on YouTube, and it got a couple hundred views, which it shouldn't have because it's junk. But on Instagram, I have an Instagram, Austin the Brimstone. I just post photos and shorter videos, not this stuff. But I uploaded that YouTube short to Instagram, and I got over 10,000 views. I know, I'm a C-tier celebrity. It's terrible though, it really is, because I get messages all day now about collecting DVD 3-packs. And it's like, is this what the channel's become? Am I the guy that collects DVD 3-packs? I don't know. If that's my fate, I'm okay with that. I mean, just wait till the Bobby Oppenheimer DVD pack comes out. You know they're gonna make that. Warner Brothers, you should make that. That would make a lot of money. And Christopher Nolan would, you would support that. I just know he would. He would love to see his film just slapped in a cheap 2-pack and not put in one of those lame steelbooks. Well, thanks for watching. Here's to another 50 years, just like ElfQuest. Why not? We'll do this forever. And, you know, 10,000 subscribers. Hey, why not? Honestly, the goal's 1,000. Once I get to 1,000 subs, we can do live streams, and I can live take you around all this crud I own. And maybe even watch a movie or two. What do you guys want to watch? You want to start with Planet 51 or Pirates? Just kidding. The answer is Surf's Up. Surf's Up is a cinematic masterpiece. It's beautiful. It was directed by Christopher Nolan.